Oh, hi. Okay, it's working. Okay, super. I wanted to talk about. Well, first of all, I want to say hi. Hi. That's the back camera, so I don't know how it's working, but I'm starting a new project. This is the Pajama Chronicles, and so I'm using it as a way to just get out of my own way and get out here and try to say what I want to be saying. Mainly the things that I've been thinking about for a while. And what I've been thinking about lately is the idea of sowing in the ground seeds. So this is about seeds, about the idea of sowing in the ground as opposed to planting seeds in a seed tray. And which I have been talking to myself about it, that there's hands on and then there's hands off. So sowing directly in the ground. So about 6 weeks ago, and I'm going to turn the camera around because I want to show you about six. Whoa, that was fast. I hope I didn't make you sick. So about 6 weeks ago, I planted foxglove seeds, and basically what I did is I just sprinkled them like salt on the ground. Can you see that? You see that blush of green? So they're just now starting to germinate. And what I think is kind of magical about that is that they know when the timing is right. They know when the timing is right for them to germinate. So it's not that it took them 6 weeks to germinate. What it did is it took them 6 weeks to get the right climate, to get the right weather, to get the right temperatures, to get all the right things together for them to say, okay, this is it, time to germinate. And I really love that because I've also been thinking about that, you know, when a plant blooms, when a flower blooms, the reason for the flower is to attract pollinators. And the reason that the flower wants to attract pollinators is so that it can fertilize and create seeds. So it can create a new generation of plants the next year. And when those seed heads dry and the seeds drop, between the time when the seeds drop and they actually germinate, could be 3 months, could be 4 months. They might, and what's so fun about seed pods, is that some, they just open up and the seeds just trickle down. And some open up and they kind of explode a little bit. And when they explode, they jettison the seeds out all around them. And then there's the ones that just, they open up at the top and they wait for the wind on the very long stalk. They wait for the wind to come. And when the wind comes, it gently flows and it does this, and it spreads its seeds all around. And there's many other ways. There's airborne. You know, they have, like a dandelion is airborne, right? It gets all those little fluffies, and when you blow on a dandelion and those little white fluffies go everywhere, at the end of each one of those white fluffies is a seed. And that is the way that it propagates itself in a farther reach than just dropping. So different seeds have different techniques, and it's so fascinating because it's like, I feel like we as humans are like all the different seeds. We have different ways of doing things, different ways that we like to do things. And wow, look at that fog bank. That's just like blowing my mind. Can you see that? Wow, it's so pretty. And so why wouldn't we be like that too? You know, the different way that we spread our ideas. You know, our creative ideas. It's the other thing I've been thinking about. I started my artist pages. I started a 30-day challenge for myself, to every morning write 3 pages, just whatever's on my mind. And then once a week take myself out for an artist date. Yeah, I think that would be a fun thing to take you guys along for. Yeah. So the Pajama Chronicles. So back to the Pajama Chronicles. So I'm chronicling my idea about direct sewing and how that works. And some years it works well, some years it doesn't. Some years you have to be a little bit more on the watering because you might have a longer dry spell than the plant actually needs once it starts to germinate, you don't want it to get dry. Because if a seed cracks open and it dries out, it's gone. So then what a lot of people do is instead of planting seeds all over the place and having to traipse everywhere with a hose or a watering can, they plant them in little seed packets, little seed trays. And what I think is so interesting about that is there's so many ways to do that too. And to get as scientific, they have seed starting mix and the right kind of fertilizer, and you have a heat mat if they need heat to germinate, and all that is one of the things that I understand. It's a lot easier is everything's all in one place. And then when they all grow up, then you can go place them out, the ones that actually survive. So you're not stuck with empty patches if something, for whatever reason, if maybe an animal dug around there and disturbed the seeds at the wrong time. All kinds of things that can happen out in nature, right? So, yeah, so it may just be a hybrid, a hybrid of the two, which is kind of maybe with a light hand. I'm trying to see how I can be more in alignment with Mother Nature as a gardener and as a creative, as a person who's loves doing crafts and making things, and yeah. So how do I get more in alignment with nature and my nature? And winter, this is a downtime, so it's a musing time, so the Pajama Chronicles are perfect for musing. And yeah, so how can I get more in alignment? Look at this is crazy nifty. How about that? So how can I get more in alignment? Streamline, because the seasons. So here's the seasons that we're in, right? So this season is winter, and I think there's actual seasons, and I think there's also seasons within seasons. So I think we have seasons within seasons. When something's happening, our life shifts for a moment. There's something that changes it. Or we redirect it. There's different timings, different seasons. So how do you line those up and feel in congruence with your inner self and your outer self? Yep, bunch of unrelated but totally related thoughts. All right. I think I'm talked out. All right, this first Pajama Chronicle, I'm going to call it finished. And if you're still here, I'm amazed. And if you're still here, I would love to hear what you think about all this. So, have a great day. Thanks for visiting. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you next time. All right, bye.